we will be going to discuss about the nature of the management. When we are talking about the nature of the management, so in the previous time it was considered that the managers are born and they cannot be beaten. It was a belief ना कि मैनेजर्स जन्मजात हैं, हम उनको बना नहीं सकते. मैनेजमेंट स्किल इज एन इनबॉर्न स्किल, वी कैन नॉट डेवलप इट. बट विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम, एज द बिजनेस ग्रू, more and more complexities came into existence, so all these beliefs or things were changed. Now it is said that management can also acquire. हम इसको acquire भी कर सकते हैं with the help of the knowledge. Okay, so with the help of knowledge we can acquire the management and we can do the practice of this skill and we can become more and more perfect or specialist in this field. So what are we going towards? That management can be acquired. It is an inborn quality, it can be acquired quality also, and it is based on some experience, some experiments and principles. So we can see that it is representing the two things, that management can be treated as science also and management can be treated as an art also. ये साइंस भी हो सकता है और ये आर्ट भी हो सकता है. But before going into that thing, that whether the management is a science or an art, we should know the various features which are there in the science or which are there in the art and may be applicable in management also. So on the basis of that thing we can come to the decision that whether the management is a science or an art. So first we will be discussing that nature, that why management is a science or what are the features which are present in the science and may also be there in the management. Okay. So first thing, I have drafted the two things for you, that management is a science, what features are there in science, and as an art, what are the features. So we will discuss with management as science first. It is said that management is a systematic body of knowledge, and we can see this thing that science is also a systematic body of knowledge. Because there is a system, there is a learning of principles and techniques in science. And the same thing what we are observing, management is also the systematic body, because we have to learn the things, we have to learn various principles, we have to get the knowledge of the various techniques through which we will be doing a particular work. So this is the feature which is present in both the concept. Okay. Management possesses the feature of science, that is, it is a systematic body of knowledge. Second thing, experimental observation. As the principle of science are based on the experiments which we can prove, like the gravitational force principle. The same thing, the management principles are also based on the experiments and the observations which is being realized by the human beings or the employees who are working. So again this thing, that experimental observation, it is present in science as well as in management. Then comes cause and effect relationship. There is a cause and effect relationship in science. When we talk about the cause and the effect, there is a cause for everything and there is an effect for every such thing. We have given the example, we can understand this thing, that the water, if it is boiled at 100 degrees Celsius or centigrade, it should evaporate. तो evaporation होने का कारण कि जब पानी को 100 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे आप बॉईल करेंगे तो वो evaporate हो जाएगा. Same thing when we are talking about the management also, if we are not following the rules, that is, if we are not giving the instructions properly, if we are lacking in the unity of direction, one of the principle, एक principle होता है, if we are lacking in that thing, then we will not be able to get the work done by the employees, because they will always be confused that what they have to do and which person or which head they should follow. Because in unity of direction there is a single department, and for each department or each task there is one head, एक head होता है. So this, if it is not there, so then there will be a confusion amongst the employees in the organization. So there is a cause and effect relationship. Universal applicability. As the principle of science are universally applicable, the principle of management are also universally applicable. इसी तरीके से जो मैनेजमेंट के प्रिंसिपल है वो भी यूनिवर्सली एप्लीकेबल होते हैं. But the management principle are being followed on the human being. So there is no rigidity in the principles of management. As the principle of science are pure, the principle of management are impure. The principle of science are very rigid in nature, we cannot change it. But principle of management are not rigid in nature. There is a flexibility in the principle. It can be changed according to the situation, because these principles are being applied on the human beings. So it is more convenient to call this thing that management is not a pure science. It is not a pure science, but it is an impure science. ये पूरी तरीके से एक साइंस नहीं है, but it is an impure science. Okay. Now the second art. Some of the writers believe this thing, or some of the critics believes this thing, that management is an art. Why they think so that management is an art? For this we should understand some of the principles which are present in the art. Application of principle. Okay. Features which are present, let's say features which are present in the art, that is application of principle. Okay. Application of principle is taking place when we are learning something, and then when we are applying that thing in the work, that is known as application. So art means you have to apply a particular principle in your working. Whatever you have learned, whatever knowledge you have got, so now you have to make the use of that knowledge in your work. So you have to apply those principles. Okay. So that is the feature of art. Okay. So application of principle in management also we are doing this thing. We are learning the principle and the techniques. We are getting the knowledge of those things. And then the management person, they are making the use of those principles in their work. Intuition. Intuition means you can predict something, or you can forecast something. So this is known as intuition. It has a vital role. It is a very important role. Okay, because this is the power of immediate understanding or taking some immediate decisions. By going through the situation, you can take the decision immediately. तो ये एक आर्ट का फीचर है, but it is also there in the management, because management also there are various times in which you have to take the instant decision. By going through the scenario in the business environment, you have to take some immediate decision without waiting for this thing, that what will be the effect of this, what are the causes of this thing, or what will be the result of that thing. You have to take some decision, because you are thinking that something is going good or something is going to happen wrong. So you have to take those decisions. Okay. Then practice. It is said that practice makes the man perfect. Art, it is completely a practice. The more you practice, the more perfection will be gained by you. In the same way, management, the specialization is gained by the employees when he is working in a same field for a longer term period, or he is doing the same type of work again and again. So this is the practice, which is one of the feature of art, which is also there in the management. So practice makes the man perfect. Then comes vaginal atmosphere या environment. Congenial environment is created in art. कला आपको एक ऐसा माहौल देती है, एक ऐसा एटमॉस्फेयर देती है in which everyone would like to live. हर किसी को उसमें रहना पसंद करता है, क्योंकि it gives us immense pleasure that we are in a particular environment. It is a healthy environment where the cooperation and coordination is taking place between the various employees. The same thing is in management. The management people, they also do this thing, that they try to create a congenial atmosphere in the organization. They try to bring the satisfaction to the employees by providing them the various things which are needed. So end result is that in art we are satisfied with the work, whatever work we are doing. So if we have done that work with the perfection, so we are satisfied. And in management also, managers, they by solving the various problems of the organization, of the employees, they are also creating this environment that they are also making all the employees satisfied. So these are some of the features of art, and now it can be said this thing that art and science. Some of the features of science are present in management and some of the features of art are present in the management. So it is said that management can be called a science and management can be called an art. But in reality neither it is a pure science nor it is a pure art. न तो वो pure science है, न ही वो pure art है. That's why it is better to say that management is a social science or a physical science. Now we will be discussing one more concept related with the nature of management, that is, can management be treated as profession? Okay, what is profession? The profession means that we have to acquire some specific knowledge and skill, and then we are making the use of those knowledge and skills in the work. That is a simple definition of profession. So, can management be called as a profession? So, before going into that concept that whether management is a profession or not, let us see that what are the various features of the profession. First, understand the features of the profession. Okay, when we are talking about the profession, it is said that profession is a body of specialized knowledge. We have to acquire certain knowledge. Unless and until we acquire a particular knowledge, we will not be considered as a professional person. There is a minimum criteria which is being required by any person or which is required by any person to become a professional person. Like for medicines, okay, for teaching, you have to get certain knowledge, some technical things, so that you can understand the principle and the techniques of those things, and you can then make the use of those techniques and principles in your work. Okay, so this is a body of systematic specialized knowledge. And in management also we see this thing. For management we have to go and acquire the training. Nowadays we can go into the institutions. There are a number of institutions which are working and they are providing us the various knowledge related with the principles and the techniques which have been experienced and observed, and those experience and the observations which are being felt by the various persons, they are giving the knowledge about those things in the institution. So it is also a specialized knowledge. So this one feature is possessed there. Okay. Professional training, again the thing, you have to go for the professional training. You have to take a certain amount of training. Then only you will be allowed to do the practice as a professional person. For a medicine, a doctor, or for a chartered accountant, you have to go for the internship and you have to do your practice for a certain time period in some hospital or with some organization or the company. So professional training should be acquired by you, then only you can be treated as a professional person. Management, this thing is not there. Okay. Then comes restricted entry. In professional, in profession, there is a restricted entry. You have to pass out a certain examination so that you can continue with your professional studies. You have to pass out a certain examination. So there is a minimum qualification required. You have to get the degree, or you have to possess the license, or you have to get the registration for yourself after getting your degree or after completing your qualification. Then only you can practice as a professional person. But this thing is not there in the management. Nowadays also we can see that there are a number of persons or the family members also who are being posted or who are being sitting at the higher post in the organization. But this trend is changing slowly day by day. धीरे धीरे ये ट्रेंड बदल रहा है. Okay. Then comes professional association. There are some professional associations, so you have to be the part of those professional association in order to become a professional person and practice your profession on your own. You have to be a part of that association. Indian Medical Association for the medical person, or ICWI for the chartered accountant or cost accountant if you want to practice that thing. So there are some association through which you have to get yourself registered. But when we are talking about the management, the associations are there, but it is not compulsory for you to get yourself registered from those associations. Okay. Then ethical code of conduct. There are some code of conduct which are being framed by the professional association, and the professional persons have to follow those code of conduct. कई रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस हैं जो प्रोफेशनल एसोसिएशंस बनाते हैं, और वो कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट प्रोफेशनल पर्संस को फॉलो करने पड़ते हैं इन देयर वर्क. बट इन मैनेजमेंट nothing is like that. The code of conducts are being prepared, but it is not mandatory for them to follow those code of conduct. Service motive, another feature in the profession. There is a service motive. You have to earn the money. You can charge some fees from the client for providing your service, but the main motive is that you have to serve the client. But in business we are seeing that thing, that the profit is the main motive there. So profit maximization is the main concept there. So service is not their concept. Nowadays this trend is also changing. So the management or the business organization are also responsible toward the society. So they have to provide their services to the various interested groups who are directly or indirectly related with their business or associated with their business. So at the end we can say this thing, that there are certain features of the profession which are there in the management, but some features like restricted entry, professional association, ethical code of conduct, these things are not present in the management. Now these features are not mandatory to be followed in the management. That's why it is said that management cannot be treated as a full-fledged profession. But slowly the things are changing, and all these things, all these features are now being followed by the management person only also, and the day will be there that the management in the near future will be possessing a full-fledged nature of profession. एक समय ऐसा आएगा कि मैनेजमेंट आगे चलकर बिल्कुल full-fledged profession के रूप में सामने आ जाएगा. So hope all these things are clear to you. We have gone through the nature of management in this session. In that we have seen that what is the nature of management, why it is treated as management should be treated as science, or what is the nature related with the art, and then why it should be called a profession. So all these three things we have discussed in detail in this session, and hope you have understood these things clearly. And now you can realize this thing, or you can come to the conclusion that what should be the nature of the management, that whether it should be called a science, whether it should be called an art, or whether it should be called a profession. Thank you and have a nice day.